Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Not Suitable for Mum. We're doing another part of my DVD collection today, and it is this one, Blackadder, the Onward Collection. And as you can see, I only paid £3 for this. This was a few years ago now. They basically had it in my local charity shop, and I thought, you know what, for £3, why the hell not? For those of you that don't know Blackadder, it's basically the tale of someone who's a bit in authority, shall we say, either connected with the Queen or some such similar thing. He's a bit of a lackey, but he's got aspirations of getting a lot higher in his field, shall we say. I can't remember all the exact periods, but I think you've got like Elizabethan, and you've got in the Second World War, and there's a couple of others, but my history's terrible, I can't remember. Anyway, as be as it may, and he's always followed around by his companion Baldric, who's pretty dim, it has to be said, a bit slow on the uptake on things. And you have a number of other people in there, usually played by somebody like the late great Rick Mayall, Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry. Blackadder himself is played by Rowan Atkinson, and Baldric is played by Tony Robinson. And I love it. It's a great show. It's up there with the likes of things like The Young Ones, say Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, one of the great British situation comedies. I'd say very well done. I love it. I'm going to give you a bit of a propagandas out of the box and read off some of the stuff that's on here. It's got all 4 of the main seasons. It's got a Christmas special, and it's got, I think, what was a Millennium special as well. So yeah, I don't think there's much in the way of actual proper special features, but you know, for £3 I'm not bothered about that. That's fine. Anyway, this is what it looks like properly, as I say. So you've got the front cover embossed and everything, very nice. Yeah, it's a little bit tatty, but I'm not too worried about that. This is all in a slipcase. Got the details on the back there, and it's made to look like a proper leather-bound book, if you will, with the clasp and everything as it would have. So that's really nice. So we go by the blurb on the back, and it says, and this is a quote from the man himself: "A man may fight for many things: his country, his principles, his friends, and the glistening tear on the cheek of a golden child. But personally, I must mud wrestle my own mother for a ton of cash, an amusing clock, and a stack of French porn." Edmund Blackadder. So that tells you the sort of character that he is. And then it goes on to say, throughout the ages, men of finesse, intelligence, and outstanding courage have played their part in England's glorious heritage. Others, though, like the long line of deceitful, cowardly, and conniving Blackadders, have somehow emerged to claim the wrongful position in history. This is a story of how, destined to have fortune vomit on his eider down, and to the former shackled with Baldric, the descendant of a unfortunate meeting between a pie farmer and a bearded lady. Baldric faced down, Blackadder faced down the slings and arrows of life and got very badly hurt indeed. Yep, that would sum it up. Anyway, let's think about. So you've got all the various characters and whatnot that he's played inside. If we can open it all up, look at the size of that bastard. There we are. So that's one bit. Oh, we got the other bit. That's all 6 discs. Right. And I will read you from them. So, Blackadder number 1. There we go. And this one says, if we lose, I'll be chopped into pieces. My arm will end up in Essex, my torso in Norfolk, and my genitalia stuck over a tree somewhere in Rutland. Whatever Rutland happens to me. Never heard of it until I watched this. Right. Then number 2. There we go. Which I think is supposed to be Victorian age, maybe. I don't know, with the frills and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, it says, the path of my life is strewn with cowpats from the devil's own satanic herd. Right, okay, yep. I thought it was going to be a bit ruder than that, but okay. Number 3. Am I jumping the gun, Baldrick? Or are the words, I have a cunning plan, marching with ill-deserved confidence in the direction of this conversation? Because Baldrick always has a cunning plan. Then we go on to Blackadder goes forth, obviously set in the war. And this is, for us, the Great War is finito. A war which would be damn right simpler if we just stayed in England and shot 50,000 of our own men a week. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? That's a bit grim as well. Some of it is quite dark humour. Okay, then we have the one which is a bit like A Christmas Carol in its way. And this one says, Baldrick, you wouldn't see a subtle plan if it painted itself purple and danced naked on top of a harpsichord singing, subtle plans are here again. And then finally, the one where he goes back in time. Yeah, and there's a great bit in there for anybody of you that's studied English Lit. You will know exactly what I mean if you've seen it. And it says, may I present to you the greatest breakthrough in travel since Sir Rodney Tricycle thought to himself, I'm bored of walking. I think I'll invent something with 3 wheels, a bell, and name it after myself. The time machine. Yeah, there we go. And just to give you a little bit more of an idea about it, these are done by Richard Curtis, who I believe did those absolutely awful bloody films like 3 Weddings and a Funeral and Love Actually, whatever the bloody hell it was called, I don't know. Ben Elton, who's fine and dandy. Yeah. So they were involved with all of these. And I have to say, it was a lot of fun. Anyway, so it's not an overly detailed showcase of this, but as I say, me remembering my historical bits and pieces, and I've also not watched this in such a long time. I really should. Yeah, so memory's a bit fuzzy, grey around the edges, you know, a bit like the rest of me, really. But there we are, there's the set. So I like it. If you've never seen it, especially if you're any of my American subscribers or from foreign shores, you may not be aware of it, go and check it out. I'm sure it's probably somewhere on the iPlayer, or maybe they've even got it on something like Netflix or Amazon, maybe one of the streaming services, I don't know. But yeah, go and give it a look, and I think you'll probably enjoy it, especially if you like the weird British sense of humour. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to leave it there. I've gone on plenty long enough. What's to come? Loads of stuff. You just have to wait and see. And I will say, give it a like, leave some comments down below, and of course, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And I will catch you next time. Bye bye.